Hello, I'm Dr. Theresa Oswald, and today I'd like to talk about a system of medicine called homeopathy. This is a system that's been around since the late 18th century, in 1790s, when a physician in Germany named Samuel Hahnemann developed a technique of treating illnesses that uses the adage, like cures like. So I'll tell you a little bit about Dr. Hahnemann and a little bit about homeopathy, but this topic will be discussed in specific details regarding different uses in the future. So Dr. Hahnemann was a physician in Germany, and he was a little bit disenchanted with the way medicine was being practiced at the time. He felt like even back then that his colleagues were using more too aggressive strategies to begin with without really looking at a more natural way of healing. They were relying on medicine of the time and bloodletting and other things like that that he thought was just a little bit more radical than patients needed. So he developed this system through experimentation on himself and his colleagues, where a chemical that's very, very, very diluted actually can cause the body to ignite a healing response. So for instance, if you have a symptom of hay fever or allergies where you have a runny nose, runny eyes, burning eyes, the symptoms you have, you could think of, well, maybe you've had that sensation before. Where have your eyes just been watering without any, without your control and without you crying? Well, when you've been chopping onions. So the chemical in onions, Allia-cepa, that can be diluted to a degree where there's no more molecules in the tincture, but the energy of that substance is enough to be taken inside the body by put on a little sugar tablet. It is kind of a cue for the body to help it start its own healing process. So because there's no active ingredient or no material substance in the remedies, two things. One thing is it's extremely safe and gentle. But the other thing is it makes it kind of difficult to measure, and therefore it makes more conventional practitioners of medicine sometimes be skeptical. So you'll hear a lot of people saying how helpful homeopathy has been to them, but then you'll also hear people, naysayers about homeopathy. I say it's something that's very safe, very affordable, and therefore you might want to just try it yourself in certain situations to see if it's something that seems right to you. The other thing about homeopathy is that the way a remedy is chosen isn't just based on one symptom. It's based on everything that's going on in you as a person at that time. Not just symptoms. Are you kind of warm-blooded or cold-blooded? Do you get easily chilled? Do you like salty food or sweet food? Do you have other symptoms that are not very bothersome but different from your norm that are happening at the same time as, let's say, your runny nose? All of that would be taken into consideration when choosing the remedy. So 5 people could come in with almost the exact same symptoms and get 5 different remedies because they have different life circumstances, different physical and emotional health, and a different overall constitution. So I just wanted to add some fun slides here about homeopathy. It's been around, like I said, for many, many years. In fact, in the 1900s, 20% of all physicians in the United States were homeopaths. So even in the small town in Wisconsin where I'm living now, at the local historical museum, there are pictures of remedies being used in the 18 and 1900s. Also, homeopathy is used in many other countries. It's very popular in Europe, in Germany, France, and the United Kingdoms, and it's also very, very popular in India. But you still see it used today in many different types of health providers, especially ones that take a more integrative approach to medicine, being that they're looking for a bigger scope of acceptable safe, and research treatment options for their patients. So that's just my nutshell overview of homeopathy. I'll be providing more information and more examples in the future. But if you've had any experience with homeopathy, please leave a comment below. And if you like this content, please subscribe to this channel. Again, I'm Dr. Theresa Oswald from Knowledge is Medicine.